Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety. Anxiety, anxiety. Oh, it's my anxiety. Anxiety, anxiety. Oh, it's my anxiety. Are you watching me? Because if you're watching me, you're probably giving me anxiety. Oh, it's my anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. I know a lot of people hate that song. I like it. I think it's, I like it. I like it. I mean, the sample and the fact that it was Goiti, the somebody that I used to know, and the whole controversy with the song and all that. But I like that anxiety song. Do you like the anxiety song? Tell me about it. And anyway, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Blue Witch Presents Coffee Break with Laura González. That's me. I'm Laura González. You are currently watching Coffee Break. And today is Monday. And we're going to do tarot. Let's see what we got. We got a bunch of tarot decks in here piling up, some on top of each other. I have been using my instrument non-stop since 9 o'clock this morning. 9, 10, 11, 12. This is my third hour talking non-stop. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired. How's everybody else doing? And I'm getting a little warm. It's getting a little hot in here, I think. It's just, I don't know. I'm a little warm. No, it's not hot flashes. It's just me getting a little warm. Hello, 11 46. Welcome to the coffee break. So, tarot for the week. Tarot for the week. We have, I have books all over the place, taking all my space. Okay, so we're going to do the B tarot. We're going to do the Witch's Garden tarot. We're going to do the Shadowland tarot. We're going to do the Darkwoods tarot. And then we're going to do the Unbridled Spirit tarot. 11 is put in the Vanita. Would you like to share your pronoun? Because I don't know your pronoun and I don't know what to call you. So welcome everybody to the coffee break. Let us breathe. Breathe with me. Are you hot? It's warm in here. Let us take some breaths. Okay, take a deep breath in. And out. We breathe in oxygen. And we breathe out carbon dioxide to feed the plants and the trees and the algae and all of those green family members. And we ask the divine to let us see what we need to see and that the information be used for the greater good. So be it. Hello, Maria Esther. Oh, and 11A is a she. So she, or 11A, and Maria Esther, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see what our first card for today will be. Que será, será. Whatever will be, will be. Do, 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 do. Que será, será. Será the sun upside down. We have the happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Maria Esther. Happy birthday to you. We have, everybody say happy birthday to Maria Esther. The card of the sun. We have the card of the sun. It came out reversed for us today. What's today? March 16th? Okay, reversed. The sun reversed. You might be struggling to see that things will be okay, but the power of the sun in any reading far outweighs the negatives. Rest assured that the situation will resolve itself and joy will come. Do what you can to find your inner light and let it shine, right? You might be struggling to see that things will be okay, but the power of the sun in any reading far outweighs the negatives. Rest assured that the situation will resolve itself and joy will come. Do what you can to find your inner light and let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Do you do the same thing? Every word I say reminds me of songs. Somebody was saying that is so neurodivergent. I don't believe in neurotypical. I think neurotypia is an invention of man. Salud. Mm, mm, mm. Support the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, please. Did you know you can donate? You can donate for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. You can ask them to come speak at your events. You can go to the marches and walks or overnight walks. Uh, you can take classes online, I think. And you can support in so many ways. You know, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention helps people to share awareness for the prevention of suicide, and it helps a lot of people who are survivors of suicide loss, meaning people like me and others who have a person on their family who died by suicide, and they have a lot of resources to help suicide survivors of suicide loss, and also to help survivors of suicide ideations or survivors of suicide attempts. So it's a great, great organization with whom I've studied. I became I have to read it because I always forget. Safe Talk certified for suicide prevention. So in a pinch, I can and have helped people with suicidal ideation. And me being a minister and a priestess, you know, it's also a great tool to have. And on top of that, they sell these mugs that are the best mugs on the planet. They keep your coffee warm for a long time. Mm-mm-mm. And I don't know that I have done a shout out for the um, suicide prevention in a long time. Hello, Alexa Rose. Guten Abend. Good morning all the way to Germany. Or good afternoon. Good evening, actually. It's 7 o'clock there, I think. All right, let's see what the Witch's Garden has for us today. Six of Cups. Aww. This is so cute, the Six of Cups. It's about camaraderie. It's about love. It's about um, innocence. It's about sisterhood, brotherhood, kinship, if you will. And it's about sharing, you know, our social responsibility on sharing the good things in life with each other. So reach out to your friends, reach out to your loved ones, tell them that you love them, especially siblings and cousins, or the people in your life that you consider part of your family in that, excuse me, in that regard. I'm sorry. People that you see as siblings or cousins. Tell them that you love them. This is all about that kind of love, like love, innocence, compassion, um, empathy, right? Be empathetic with each other. which is not a sin. No matter who tell you that empathy is a sin, it's not a sin for the love of God. Empathy is one of the most important and beautiful qualities of the human experience. And if we don't empathize with each other, that's how we get where we are right now, because we're not empathetic with each other. You know, we see children who die on the other side of the world that's other. Those are other. They're not like me. So we don't empathize with the pain of 165 families that lost their little girls, or the thousands upon thousands that lost their families in other Gaza, or the 6 million families that were broken on 2025 here in the United States. 6 million people got taken out of the United States. That's 6 million families. And then they tell you empathy is a sin. Excuse excuse me? Excuse me. Those are my doggy ears. Excuse me. What do you mean empathy is a thing? What do you mean? Empathy is not a sin. Empathy is one of the most important feelings that we can feel. Guten Abend, says Alexa. So guten Abend is good evening. How would you say good morning? Okay, let's see what the Shadowland Tarot has for us today. I think so, she said. All right, Shadowland Tarot, what you got for us today? Excuse me. The Hierophant. Abend is evening, then Natch is night. Oh. So guten Natch will be good night. We got the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the card that we got from the Shadowland Tarot. Sorry, now I'm cold. The Hierophant, excuse me. The Hierophant is our moral compass. The Hierophant is our higher awareness of our own divinity, right? The Hierophant is the rules of men, the rules of engagement, of humanity, right? What is right, what is wrong, and how those rules are supposed to be applied. A lot of people see the Hierophant, and because on the Rider-Waite-Smith is like a priest, they're like, oh, but I'm not religious. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're not religious. You still look up for philosophical guidance, for moral compass, for moral guidance, for spiritual guidance, right? We look up at people. And in this case, the Hierophant is coming through and it's reminding us, right, to do the right thing, to do what is morally acceptable, to do what is needed to have a functional society, you know, trying to avoid saying good or bad, but a functioning society, a functioning life in which we are following natural guidelines, right? If you want to step away from interpreting the card in a super religious way, not talking about like, oh, the moral compass or the religious guideline of spirituality and the planet as humans, but let's think about it like in a humanitarian way, right? How can you contribute to a functioning society? What are the things that are beneficial for you within the society? And how you're going to follow those teachings. Hello, Jackie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So the Hierophant is telling us, right? Like, hey, where are you meeting your highest purpose And are you behaving in accordance to the higher purpose? And where are you missing the mark? Where are you thinking something, saying something, feeling something, and doing something completely different, right? Where are those incoherencies that are not taking you to be the best version of yourself, right? If you want to be the best version of yourself, you want to have coherency. You want to be authentic, but you also want to be coherent, right? And not seek acceptance for acceptance sake, but to seek authenticity, to have coherency with yourself, or else we go crazy, right? Because if we say we're going to do something and we think something different, and then we say something different, and then we act in a completely different way, we're just driving ourselves mad. And it's not what we need to build long-standing, honest to God, honest to truth relationships, right? So anyway, so we have the Sun, and we have the Six of Cups, and then we have the Hierophant today. Nice cards for a Monday, I think. Authenticity and integrity. Absolutely, absolutely. And the Hierophant will be the guide or the presence that is telling us, like, hey, let's not steer away from that path of integrity, authenticity, coherency, which coherency and integrity sound very similar. And this thing, when I'm talking about what we think, what we say, what we feel, and what we do, I didn't come up with that. I learned that from my therapist, Gabby. I learned that from my therapist, that she taught me that um, tool of existing in coherency, in accordance to who we truly are. Is what you're thinking matching, what you're saying matching, what you're feeling matching, what you're doing, then we're good. But if there's a discrepancy somewhere in there, then we are just causing more distress to ourselves, and by addition to our community at large. Lots of philosophical things. Not for nothing, today is the beginning of Nemontemi. For people who follow the indigenous count of the days in our tradition, and in our indigenous tradition, today is the beginning of 5 days of reflection. 5 days of deep reflection. And then we honor the beginning of the count. We honor the beginning of the year. So we'll be 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 5 days of reflection. And then on Saturday, the 21st, we welcome the new count, or the new year, if you will. And a lot of people in our community celebrate on different days. A lot of people, the majority of people, celebrate it on the 12th. And then some folks celebrate on February, right? It depends. There's so many counts. But the tradition that I'm part of, the tradition that I belong to, celebrates on spring equinox. And I'm not surprised that the cards are being so like deep and philosophical, because it's the beginning of Nemontemi. Nemontemi is called, if you want to Google it, Nemontemi, like yeah, Nemontemi, Nemontemi. All right, let's see what the Darkwood Tarot has for us today. We have the Page of Cups. Let me prepare for the Page of Cups. Oh, lots of water, lots of crying, lots of emotions. Coincidentally, I did a lot of crying this morning. Good crying. No bad. I mean, I don't think there's bad crying. I think all crying is therapeutic and healing. But yeah, I did a lot of crying this morning. Also, Saturday night, I did a lot of crying again, because it's the time of the year and all of that. Anyway, enough about me. Uh, yes, this is my second cup of coffee. Page of Cups. The energy of the Page of Cups is that of youthful, fresh, childlike, not childish, but childlike personality. A lot of people who are represented by pages could be queer or non-binary, and they're young. It's a young energy, the teenage to very, very young 20s, and is playful energy, is dynamic energy, is learning energy. And if you pair that with the element of water, which is all about our emotions, it's talking about our emotions being waters that are a little choppy at the moment. The traditional Page of Cups has a cup of water with a fish coming out of it. And of course, when you have a cup of water, you ideally have wine or water on the cup. You don't want to have a fish, because it's like, why is a fish in my cup? And it talks about the dynamic and could be a little playful and maybe unstable emotional state of the person at the moment. So, bringing back from the other cards, let's be compassionate. Um, ya va a llorar. Let's be compassionate with ourselves. And let's be compassionate with each other. Ay, Dios mío, I don't like crying. I don't like crying on my videos, but sometimes the cards make me cry. Or help me cry, I should say. So the Page of Cups could be bringing emotions, right, to the surface. The cup is overflowing with emotions. We need to let the waters out sometimes. And sometimes it's just about being playful, right? Thank you, Jackie. Jackie saying sending hugs. Thank you, my love. I really need them. I'm really in my feelings right now. Really deep in my feelings. The whole weekend I have been like, not that anybody did anything. It's just, I'm a very emotional person. Very, very, I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer. But I'm also an advocate for tears. I am of the school of thought that if more people cried when they feel overwhelmed, we will have less violence in the world. If more people cry when they feel overwhelmed, we will process more emotions. If we hold space for each other to cry, we will have a lot more healing in the planet, you know. So I am absolutely an advocate for people crying. I'm not necessarily advocating for me crying while I'm doing the coffee break, but I think crying is incredibly necessary and therapeutic. So again, going back to the card, a Page of Cups could bring that, like, are we emotional? Are we not stable? Are we all over the place? Are we being incredibly sensitive that we are also appreciating the beauty and the sensible fibers of life, right? And I was also crying yesterday with the Oscars. I was so incredibly upset that Sinners didn't win. Don't get me started with that. I'm really upset that Sinners didn't win. Uh, Alexa says, I'm a Cancer too. I fully agree with what you say about crying. Let it flow. Absolutely. Not necessarily on my videos, but yeah, let it flow. But again, this is my like fifth cry of the day, and it's only noon. And then Saturday night, I was crying a lot too. So I was crying Saturday. I was crying yesterday because of the memorials at the Oscars. Oh, seeing all the cast of Rob Reiner movies playing tribute to him. Oof, that was so incredibly emotional. Um, and then this morning, I had some hard conversations and I was also crying and, you know. Anyway, I don't know astrologically what is happening. Like, I'm not an astrologer. I don't know if there's any planet or something going through. Uh, but I've been very emotional, which is part of the Nemontemi, is part of like the self-reflection and all that. But anyway, let me tell you about something else and not just the crying. Saturday evening, the 21st of March, right here where you're looking at me right now, your eyeballs are locking with my eyeballs. We're gonna do Instagram slash Facebook live. We're gonna do our Ostara ceremony. Uh, it's gonna be at 7 p.m. Alexa, so I don't think you're gonna be able to join us, but the recording will be up. So the next day you can watch the recording and join us magically. I'm gonna mention you magically. Time is an illusion, so you'll be there with us, but then we will be with you afterwards. And we're gonna have a little Ostara celebration. Though, if you want to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and join us live, be my guest. But I don't know if you'll have the capacity to wake up at 2 o'clock, uh, or 1 o'clock, whatever time is that. It's gonna be at 7 p.m. Central. We're gonna have a little spell that we're doing with eggs. So you need to get one of those plastic eggs that you can open and put stuff inside for the Easter eggs, and a pen and a piece of paper, right? Because we're going to do a little spell. And maybe I'll still be awake. Well, if you're still awake, come join us. So, stuff for your altar, right? Candle, water, incense, rock, to have your altar. And then if you want to bring a couple flowers for the altar, and then your little plastic Easter egg, empty obviously, and a piece of paper and a pen, because we're going to do a spell. And we're going to talk about Ostara, we're going to talk about Easter, we're going to talk about the base of Eostre. We're going to do a meditation, we're going to do a little spell, and I'll be more prepared this time, more than I was for the very first one that we did for Imbolc. I know you all don't mind, but I want to feel better prepared for y'all. And that is donation based. You don't have to pay. You can just come, and then if you can donate, you donate. And if you cannot donate, then you help me share the information, tell people to hire me or whatever. And that's gonna happen on Saturday. On Sunday, we have the Embodying the Teteoh. And the Embodying the Teteoh was very successful last month. That was the first. I hope it continues to be very successful. It is a space where we come together. We talk about the myths, right? This time we're going to talk about Xilonen and Xipe Totec. So we talk about these two Teteoh, masculine and feminine Teot. And then we do a little meditation about the Teteoh, and that is the extent of the recording, so you can watch whenever. And then for people who are live, we have a little discussion about the Teteos, about our life, about embodying the philosophy, which is an ancient tradition from Mesoamerican people. Please forgive me, I'm wiping my nose, but it's great. And so those two things are happening. Plus, we had a podcast this month. We did Barn Valor. We also did the Xipetote class. All of that you can go retroactively and watch. And you can check that and everything else at bluewitch.org. Bluewitch.org. And if you want to donate anything through my Zelle, 630-506-1758, or bluewitch at bluewitch.org, or Venmo at bluewitch, or I don't know. I don't know any other ways to get donations other than Venmo and Zelle. Last card for today. Yes, please, because we are been here for 29 minutes. Keep trying to make these videos shorter, and I just make them longer. Because you want to shut up, Laura. Okay. We have... Oh my God, I can't see. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. Knight of Wands reverse. Let's see. Source Cups, Pentacles once. There you go. So this is the guy. This is the image. The Knight of Wands. And he came out reverse for us. It's our last card for today. Here it is. Here it is. Can y'all see it? Okay. There you go. The reversal of the Knight of Wands takes the spirit's fire and causes it to burn out of control. Someone who was once fervent and courageous can now be volatile and unpredictable. Unnecessary risks are taken, and the ego is so self-centered. They do not care what disruption or cruelty they cause. Don't be so desperate for attention that all this negativity comes about, because it's you who will surely be burnt in the end. Yikes. Good warning. The reversal of the Knight of Wands takes the spirit's fire and causes it to burn out of control. Someone who was once fervent and courageous can now be volatile and unpredictable. Unnecessary risks are taken, and the ego is so self-centered, they do not care what disruption or cruelty they cause. Don't be so desperate for attention that all this negativity comes about, because it's you who will surely be burnt in the end. Yikes is right. Again, lots of emotions. Lots of emotions. Whew. I feel like we need to breathe to be out of the session today. So breathe with me, my dears. Whew. May the divine see us through, and may we also be showered with love and compassion and contention and all good things, all the blessings. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And that's a fact. All right, my loves. Thank you so much for watching. We have breaking the 30-minute mark. I'm sorry. Thank you for staying. My name is Laura González, and until we meet again, never forget that you are loved. Bye-bye.